When we consider venting, our most important concern is removing potentially harmful flue products from the living space. But how we remove those flue products is a very important part that is generally overlooked. In this video, we want to discuss the 4 categories of venting in order to help you build upon your overall understanding of exhausting flue products. Often it is helpful to use visual reference material to remember potentially complicated concepts. Luckily, there's just such a chart for the categories of venting. As you can see, the chart is broken down left and right, as well as top to bottom. The left side of the chart is considered natural draft. This means the flue products leave the living space based on their own buoyancy and are not induced by any mechanical force. The left side of the chart is further broken down top to bottom, with the top being flue products above the condensing point or dew point, and the bottom showing flue products below the dew point. This applies to the right side of the chart as well. But the right side of the chart is forced or induced draft. This means there's a mechanical force placed on the flue gas to physically push the flue products out of the living space. Each of these categories potentially require different flue materials and are sometimes called out specifically by the manufacturer of the equipment, so always make sure to read the venting section of the manufacturer's installation manual to be sure that you're using the correct material. Remember, it costs less in time and money to read before you work. No one has time or money to have to do it twice. We can do a deep dive in another video for each of these categories, but here's a brief overview. Category 1 is natural draft above condensing. This means the flue products will be hot and above the dew point, generally at least 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Because the flue products are above the dew point, the vent is considered dry. This means we can use regular galvanized vent material, which are less expensive. But the flue products are hot, so we use a double wall vent known as B-vent. This double wall vent allows for an air gap between the inner and outer pipes, acting as an insulation so the heat stays in the inner pipe, maintaining its heat until it leaves the vent, which prevents flue gas condensation. Category 2 venting is also negative draft, but the flue products are below the dew point. These flue products are less buoyant, so it can be more difficult to remove the flue products. And because the flue products below the condensation point are very acidic, Category 2 vent material is generally more expensive stainless steel. Manufacturers usually have very specific guidelines for Category 2 venting, so read the manual. Both Category 1 and Category 2 are negative draft, so it's not necessary to seal these vents, and barometric dampers can be used to balance the draft if multiple units are connected to a vent manifold. Category 3 venting means the flue products are above the dew point, like Category 1, but the vent must be sealed because the flue products are forced out of the vent by mechanical means. These vents will generally be stainless steel due to the sealed nature of the vent, so make sure to follow the manufacturer's guidelines in order to use the correct material. Category 4 is generally used on high-efficiency equipment. The flue gases are below the dew point, and the vent is pressurized mechanically to force the exhaust gases out of the vent. So the vent must be sealed. Some Category 4 vent systems can use non-metal piping, where others require very specific vent materials such as AL29-4C. It's very important to use the correct material, so read the manual. There you have it, the 4 vent categories. This video barely scratches the surface of venting, which is the most important part of installation, but one which is commonly overlooked. I would suggest that if you're installing or maintaining gas appliances, you keep the venting as your top priority, because although it may be true that no one has ever died from not having hot water, people die every year from carbon monoxide poisoning. So take it seriously and read the manual. You could save a life.